Algebra I Honors, Lesson 6.5, Solving Open Sentences Involving Absolute Value. The lesson today is a perfect reason to have videos. You're going to want to refer to your notes, refer to the videos to make sure you're doing things right. I spent a fair amount of time doing absolute values, and I've gotten pretty good at them. And the early stuff is easy. It's the inequalities that's kind of tricky. An absolute value is a distance. And in this case, it's the distance from 0. And a distance is always positive. And we get this out there because certain things are always positive, so we need this absolute value, I don't know what to call it, operation for lots of applications in the world. A lot of math applications can't have a negative go into it, like a logarithm can't take negatives. That's something that you'll see long down the line. So we have to put absolute value in there on a regular basis, especially when we're programming it or something like that. So there's three types of open sentences with absolute value. So we're going to do this one first. And as it says here, when you get an equality, break it into two. One, pretend nothing has happened. Just get rid of the absolute value. And we're solving for x, I'm assuming here. And the other, pretend it's negative of itself. So if it was -4, the absolute value would make it 4. So when you throw the absolute values out, you're basically saying negative 4. I told you it's complicated. So this is your second answer, x equals -n. This is your first answer. So you get a x equals -n or x equals -n. So you always get a compound sentence. I've gotten this down to second nature, where absolute value either x equals 4 or x equals -4. That's it. I mean, just blast it out. Now sometimes you have a little work to do. Either x minus 3 equals 7 or x minus 3 equals -7. I've seen teachers throw the negative here. It doesn't matter. It works either way. The only thing to watch out for absolute values is sometimes it's impossible, so you always have to check your work. So here we get x equals 10 or x equals -4. And you could just write that as x equals 10 or -4. Always check. Absolute values do some weird things. For example, x equals -2 is impossible. You cannot put something in here and get a negative out. So this is a no solution type of thing. So watch out for that. It shouldn't pop up too often, but always check your work and you don't have to worry about that. I did just check my 10, -4, and they worked nicely. So again, 2x plus 3 equals 9, or 2x plus 3 equals -9. And lack of space, 2x equals 6, x equals 3, or 2x equals -6, -12, very common mistake I just made there. X equals -6. 2 times -6, -12, plus 3 is -9. Absolute value is 9. Works nicely. So now we do the inequalities. You might want to pause the tape at this point and go do some of the regular equalities. There's a lot going on. So less than, I don't actually break this up into two cases. I just kind of let it run with me, but these notes are outstanding. Less than ND is a way to remember it. Teacher who wrote these notes is a Notre Dame grad. So what are you going to do? So the first one, pretend they don't exist. X plus 5 is less than 9. Now the second one, you're going to do this. X plus 5, flip the sign, and negativize, that's my own personal verb, what's to the right of it. Just works. You can check your work when you're done. X is less than 4. X is greater than -14. So the less than always becomes an and problem. -14, open dot, 4, open dot, -14 to 4. Try 0. 0 plus 5 works. Try negative 10. Negative 10 plus 5 is negative 5. The absolute value is 5 is less than 9. Try 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. It works. Always check it. And you just throw some values in and see if it works. If you don't like doing the math, use your calculator. It's not a big deal. So again, 2n plus 1 less than or equal to 9. And here's the hard part. 2n plus 1, flip the sign. Negativize what's out there. 2n less than or equal to 8. And less than or equal to 4. 2n greater than or equal to negative 10. Watch that mistake. I nearly made it again. N greater than or equal to negative 5. Negative 5. 4. Fill in the dots. I'm going to do this just to change it up. Negative 5, comma, 4. So, try 0. 1 is less than or equal to 9. Works. Try 3. 6 plus 1 is 7 is less than or equal to 9. Try negative 4. Negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. Absolute value 7 is less than or equal to 9. Works. It's complex stuff. Now, this is the other one. This is a union. It's an OR. Just do the math and don't worry about it. So, I don't have a shortcut to remember it, but I'm sure it's got something to do with ND. Break it up. X minus 4 is greater than 3. Just the first one, pretend nothing's changed. We threw the absolute value out. Second one, x minus 4, flip the sign, negative 3. X is greater than 7, or plus 4, x is less than 1. So, number line it. And we're looking at negative infinity to 1, union 7 to infinity. Either one works. 3 answers there, they're all good. So let's try 0. No, let's try 4. You'll say, well, 4 doesn't work. I said, exactly. 4 minus 4 is 0. Is 0 greater than 3? No. Good. Looks like we did it right. So I picked a number between 1 and 7 and said, hey, it doesn't work. I probably did it right. Wouldn't bet my life on it. 2x plus 8 is greater than or equal to 6. 2x plus 8 less than or equal to negative 6. 2x greater than or equal to negative 2. X greater than or equal to negative 1. Or, did I put and on those previous ones? I didn't. And. Very upsetting. And. Always waiting for somebody to walk up behind me and say, hey, you know what, you're fired. But there isn't anybody, so too bad. 2x less than or equal to negative 14. X less than or equal to negative 7. Number line. Fill in the dots. Negative infinity to negative 7. Union negative 1 to infinity. By the way, if you can do these problems, you're doing some of the more complicated math you'll see this year. Some people will probably say, no, those mixture problems were killer. I did not enjoy those. I'm not going to disagree that they were not hard, but this is high-level math. There's details to remember. There's steps in the process. There's multiple representations of your answer, number line, interval notation, all that. So if you can pull it off, good for you. It's not easy. Match each open sentence with the graph of its solution set. I would pause this and run with it. Let's see what I got. So equals, I'm going to do first. Actually, I'm going to do this one first. Absolute value of x is less than 2, because that's going to be x is less than 2, and x is greater than negative 2. So I got to go find a negative 2 answer, which I don't see. Find that humorous. Ah, there it is. X is greater than negative 2. There it is. So matches up. 8 minus x equals 2. And 8 minus x equals negative 2. Just going to solve it on the fly. X equals 6, I think. X equals 10. So 6 and 10. 6 and 10. Cool. So this is going to get ugly fast. But hey, let's have some fun. 2x minus 8 equals 6. 2x minus 8 equals 6. Add 8, 14. X equals 7. 2x minus 8 equals negative 6. X equals 1. So 1 and 7. It kind of had to be this one. I think that's the only other equals we have. Gotta find a way to write this. Go up to the top. X plus 5 is less than or equal to 3. X plus 5 greater than or equal to negative 3. X less than or equal to negative 2. X greater than or equal to negative 8. So that looks like it's between negative 2 and 8. Hey, there it is. Can't do that. Not enough room. Cool. This is nice. I'm starting to eliminate, so maybe I can cheat a little bit, not scheme a little bit, not have to do all the work. Tough. Gonna have to do all the work. We've got 1 that's everything. That seems a little odd. X plus 3 is greater or equal to negative 1. That's going to be my everything. I'm not even going to look at this. That's going to be negative infinity to infinity, because this is always going to be positive, and we got a negative number here, so it's a nice little problem. I like that. And this one has to be here. I suppose I could actually check it. X is greater than 8. Let's see how I did. Following this. Yep. And less than negative 4. Add 4 is 0. X is less than 0. Yep, there it is. That's some pretty complex stuff. So good luck. Get working. And as always, happy mathing.